I feel the contemporary youth is really smart, very intelligent. Each one knows his and her mind, and there's no way they get pushed into anything. That's really the contemporary youth.
That's the beauty of being a contemporary Indian. You can be anybody you want to.
The contemporary Indian is a lot more advanced than what he or she was 10 years back.
The generation before us didn't really get to explore themselves. It was all about surviving, and now we're kind of, I think, but the switch, I mean, just from one generation to the next, surviving, and boom, I want to do, I mean, money doesn't matter much to me. I want to do something more worthwhile. It was so fast. So I think we're very, very quick. We learn really fast and we adapt really fast.
Someone who has made their own choices in life and stuck by them and done justice to themselves. That is what I would call a contemporary Indian.
Living in this age, like this age when we can actually, experiment around and like look at what's happening around the world. In the, whether it's music, whether it's art or dance or anything. I mean, we're really taking up different identities and merging them together and making something really great, actually.
The kind of movies we watch, the literature, everything's influenced us in the same way. So it's kind of like a wholeness in an individual that you can get from Indian society, and that was not there. That same togetherness wasn't there 10 years ago. So I think the contemporary Indian is a lot more advanced than what he or she was 10 years back.
So when I was this child, for me, the world was beautiful. Everything was beautiful. Everything was magical. It was really like a Disney movie for me. I don't know, I was watching, just flipping through channels on the TV, and I was in Sweden that time. I think I was around, what, 15 turning 16. And suddenly I see this beautiful purple dress, and I'm like, wow, Valentino, wow. I just love the name, I just love the dress. I mean, and suddenly it just sort of, changed. Everything changed for me at that point. And I'm, it's like, that's what I want to do. I want to design. The clothes are not that powerful that they overshadow who you are. When you walk down the street, they're not going to look at what she's wearing. They're going to look at who's wearing this. So it's who, it's not what. And that's what May is about.
We were a very different lot, really well guided and very particular about walking a certain path set by our parents. And very few of us were really liberated in mind enough to, have our own mind and understand things and do things our own way.
I think people are trying to really find their own identity these days, and they're doing a lot of different things, and they're not just sticking by this one rigid flow of how it was, how it should be, and they're really going out of the box.
Individuals are now becoming more culturally enriched, and because they're opening up their minds to other people's beliefs, they are being able to be more evolved human beings, so to say.
I've been painting since I was a little kid, so I would paint my walls and everything. So my parents would always they encourage that. So I never put up things on my wall, but I always painted things. Yeah, my style is a little different. It's a little imaginative. I got this project last year. This is basically a jam pad. The person who owns this, so he asked me if I could paint the wall. Jumped at the opportunity because I love painting walls. So I was given a free leash to do whatever I wanted. It was supposed to be music oriented. So it's Jimi Hendrix over there, Slash behind me, and it's Sid Barrett from Pink Floyd over there. And the rest of it, I just tried to create, like, again, I like to put my own style in whatever I do. So, it's a little wacky, like, there's a trumpet and there's a man coming out of it. And, like, I try and add, like, a little imaginative sense to it. So, whatever, give my own style to it. I don't like very realistic things. I like to create things, like cook up things and then.
I would say global mindsets are mindsets without boundaries. There is nothing, there is no such yardstick to anything. It's just an open, big field of green. And there is a lot of freedom. There is a lot of freedom of speech, a lot of freedom of thought. And of course, it's for you to imagine and achieve.
Being global it's just about everyone coming together. It's about people understanding each other basically and accepting each other.
For any tribe of species to progress in their own, the most important thing is for you to accept another person, which is now slowly happening because of this merge of cultures, I believe.
Because accepting doesn't mean just knowing, but really understanding and accepting and being okay with it.
I've been into music since I was 7, and my relationship with music draws back from then till now, which has been a journey of, I guess, 14 years. So as a child, I used to watch a lot of anime, which is popular culture in Japan. That just grew on me and it stayed with me. If I can merge these two things together, something that I'm good at and something that I love, then it'll be perfect for me. So I started making Imagine soundtracks. I had a very worldly view of, different styles and different variations of music. It's almost like a relationship with a person, except it's not a person. It's like a piano is a person to me. It's like my piano is my best friend. And it's a very strange relationship because someone who isn't into art maybe wouldn't understand it that way. So, yeah.
People are traveling as well, so much more. And when you do that, it doesn't mean from India to Europe. It could just be from one little village in India to another little village in India, and that just opens up your mind. It could just be the door next to you, that's being global.
Whenever we talk about the global merging, it really comes down to one's own personal self and how much we can widen our horizons and how far we can reach and in our minds.
Anthropology and cultures really interest me. So I like to keep saying this, that I have a large appetite for cultures, which I truly do. Like, I'm still finding myself. I'm still finding my voice.
So personal freedom to me means that my thoughts and ideas aren't tampered with.
When you get to decide for yourself, when you get to understand what you really want.
I think everybody should be allowed to kind of explore their own mind and kind of put it out there the way they want to.
Now it's becoming more interpersonal rather than just personal. This is allowing people to come forth and say that this is what I prefer and these are my life choices.
Now the people talk the same way, think the same way, and I think that has a lot to do with social media, the influences we have from online, and the people we talk to online as well.
Earlier, you didn't have a way of knowing what kind of movements or art movements are going on around the world.
Earlier on, there were books which were very enlightening in their own ways, but this is something else. This is so much knowledge, just with the click of one finger, and everything is right there in front of you. You can keep reading and keep watching things.
It just changed the whole world.
I feel like it's making the world smaller and more accessible in terms of thought, in terms of like the reach.
You know, when you really think about people wherever or anywhere around the globe, then you think that they are not so different from you. I mean, maybe they're talking a different language, they're eating a different kind of a diet, and but at the end of the day, they are the same human, person that you are, and the same kind of looks. Of course, different in the color, the complexion, or whatever, but everything is just the same.
Merge of mind is happening every time. You can't help it anymore. It's happening, and it will continue to happen, and we should cherish that, and we should make it even, turn it into more positives.
Actually, there was a kind of a difference, like a difference between them and us. No longer. You feel nothing like that anymore. You feel you're all one.
We've related to each other. We know where everybody comes from. Now the step is inviting each other's cultures, inviting each other's beliefs and mindsets in the pure format of them, without neutralizing them further. The generation that is now going to become the real grown-ups of tomorrow is definitely going to be the most culturally aware and culturally accepting of all. Beautiful thing to happen, because then the generations to follow after that know that they can choose. This is their palette, and they can choose from it and make of themselves whatever they want to.
Just as much as your mind can think, and you definitely do make a connect once you let your mind go free, with no boundaries and no restrictions whatever. And that's where the merging starts and ends for me.